Alright, what's up, guys? So, yeah, I saw TMZ post about this, and usually I would talk about this on another channel, but I'm like, nah, bruh, this got to reach out to as many people as it possibly can. So that's why I'm posting on my much more bigger platform. But yeah, I would usually post this on one of my news channels. I do have a news channel called TMossBoss and News, but nah, man, let's go ahead. Let's talk about this. Headline: Florida pizza delivery woman stabbed. Florida pizza delivery woman stabbed. I don't know why they worded it like that, but anyways, yeah. Overall, one of them like DoorDash, Uber Eats people got mad over the fact that they didn't get a good tip. And so yeah, pretty much if you read the article for yourself, yeah, it explains everything. But I guess if you just want like a little short summary and stuff, um, yeah, she got mad over the tip. Came back sometime later. I think it was either her or another person or her and two more people. But overall though, yeah, she was pretty much trying to rob the woman and her family because it was like yeah, her husband and her kid was there. And told the husband, I think it was one of the people told the husband to go in the bathroom. Kid pretty much had to just sit there and watch their mom get stabbed. And that's something where I'm like, man, I never understood the whole idea of you go out, you sign up for this like Uber Eats or DoorDash or pizza delivery, whatever the situation is, but you sign up for this stuff and you get mad because you didn't get the tip that you wanted. You'd be lucky to get a tip at all. I'm saying like it's one of those things because I know people they always ask me that. I guess like if I'm ever out eating and stuff, and it's just with me working in food service. That was something where I guess if you're getting a better paycheck, you don't worry about the tip. So that's why I'm like, I never trip like me working in the food industry. I'm like, yeah, there's times where people they just put like, a couple of coins in there and stuff. It wasn't that quiet money. It was that money that made noise. But that was one thing about it. I never tripped about them ever tipping me. I was like, there was at one point in time I wasn't even getting any tips. Cause I was like, no, I remember it was a cook or no, it was a chef at the cafe that I used to work at where we got robbed one day. And so they took his really expensive knives and yeah, pretty much he needed the money to get the knives back. So yeah, I was all like, I remember my supervisor, she came up to me and she asked me, she was like, would it be okay for a certain amount of time to give up your tip money? I'm like, yeah, sure. I'm getting good paychecks here, so I'm not tripping about any things. Most of the time, like the tip money was either, it was maybe a little over $20 or less than 20. So that's why I'm like, fam, that ain't gonna pay my bills unless we talking like we in the Andy Griffin days. Maybe it might pay one bill, but we're not. All right, we're in a day and age where it's like you're gonna need a full-time job to survive. So it really trips me out when people they get so upset because they're not getting a whatever amount of money they want to get, and it's like, fam, go get a job. Like, it's funny because so when I was going about making this video, I was gonna go on this tweet screenshot website, and as I was going to TMZ's tweet, and I didn't end up going that route. I just screenshotted the article thing, and it was like I just go about that. But no, it was funny because somebody else even said that themselves. The person needs to go out and get a job. If you're struggling that much to make money, that's why you got Indeed.com, you got Jobs.com. There's so many different websites you could go to. I'm saying like even just with me, it's like, and if you can't find a job, do what I did, become a content creator. And it's like if it's your dream job, I wouldn't say just go out and become one just because, but it's like I guess like invest in your dream job. And I'm like, in order to do that, yes, you are gonna have to work at a place. You might like it there, you might not like it there, but I'm like, there's absolutely nothing wrong with you. And I think that's what it is. People don't like hard work. People don't like to work at all. And I'm like, fam, you can't, in this day and age, you can't go about life not working. So that's why I'm like, ma'am, you out here getting mad. It's like the crazy thing is, you went through all that trouble to go get a knife, to go get either one other person or two other people. You went through all this trouble, and you very well could have been spending that time going out and applying for a job. I'm saying it's just one of those things. Like, it was even a friend of mine's where it's like all the way across the country, where it's like they're all the way in New York, and I was helping them, or at least like giving out some recommendations and things. But it's like, fam, I'm saying, like, ask around, even ask for help. But it's like you're out here robbing people, and then now putting yourself in a situation where it's all like, yeah, you're gonna have to be working from a prison, and I'm like, where it's all like, it's like, I wonder do you even get paid in prison? I guess like if you do like some work there or something, like you're the cook, or I'm trying to think, like, I don't know, like I don't think you hold on for a second. I wonder if that is a thing. I feel like I gotta look that up now. Can you get paid in prison? Let me just check. Yes, prisoners can earn money in prison, but it's usually not a regular salary. Yeah, so it's like now you're in a situation where it's like you ain't even gonna be getting a regular salary. You're gonna be getting a prison salary, where it's like, you pretty much, you gonna be thinking you in the Andy Griffin days and stuff, getting a quarter just to flip some burger. Well, they probably ain't got no burgers. If you got burgers in prison, I'm like, then it might be a little bit of a fancier prison. But yeah, it's like, jokes aside, it's just it's things like that where it's like, prayers out to the family. But it's like, to this woman and to anybody else, because I see so many different times where there's like videos that go viral over people tripping over the tip. And I just remember the one dude, he was banging on this woman's door. It's like it's not like an old video. It was like, I think I might have seen that video like last year, a couple of years ago. But anyways, regardless, the guy, he's like banging on this woman's door, and then eventually does call her up. And he's like calling her about the tip, and it's like, bro, if you don't get away from my property, like, get out of here. You out here mad about, go get a job. It's like, it's one of those things where I feel like that they're doing it to a person they know that they can take advantage of. So she probably knew, oh yeah, there was like, because I guarantee and I promise you, she wouldn't have been trying to do that with the husband there. That's why she went and called up 2 more people or one other person, told the husband to go in the room. But it's like, do you think, and she probably, that's why she even brought like a weapon too, because it's like, she probably took one good look at that woman and realized she couldn't handle her in the fight. So that's when she was like, oh, I need to bring reinforcement and bring some weapons and stuff. And I'm like, fam, and you doing all of that, and you could have went out and got yourself a job. And I'm like, it's just, it's things like that where I'm like, man, it's just, you got some weirdos out there about that, tip money and things. But yeah, it's like, again, I worked in the food industry, and there was at times where we wasn't even getting tips, so it's like, I'm saying, it's like, and that was just, at least from that time frame. But it's like, when we did get tips, it wasn't like, oh, this is enough money for me to survive for the rest of my life. I'm saying, unless, it's like Bill Gates come through there and tips me $1 billion, then I'm like, bam. I'm saying, if you got people going up in there putting $1, $2, or a few cents, a penny, I'm saying it's one of those, and that's a lot of times, like, that's what would happen and stuff, where, so a customer would, like, come into our cafe, they would buy something, and, so they'll give me like a certain amount of money, and then, it costs a certain amount of money, they give me a certain amount of money back, and the change back to them would be like a cent, or 5 cents, a dime. I'm saying, stuff where it's all like, okay, it's like, all right, I don't want it in my pocket, I don't be going around just carrying coins and stuff like that, so they put it in the tip jar. Eventually, at some point in time, we add it all up, separate amongst everybody that works there, and then that's how we will operate. But it's like, we would never trip about them doing that. And I'm like, we was even in, like, and that's the thing where it's like, I feel like everybody at that cafe, because I'm like, there is at times, I just remember, and that's one thing about it, and I'm like, I guess to just furthermore motivate a person to go out there and get a job and things, but I just remember that first paycheck that I got. I don't know if I'm allowed to disclose that, but I'm just gonna keep that, for personal reasons. But I remember when I seen my first paycheck, and I was like, wait a minute, time out. Because I'm working, but at the same time, I'm like, I don't feel like I did enough to even earn this. I text my mom. I was like, no, I got to tell people about this. I'm like, nah. And then as the time went on, it was like, yeah, we started getting raises. And then then there was at times where I was like putting in, some overtime and things. And yeah, then it was like, some more money got added on top of the rent, and I'm like, okay, now this is crazy. I'm like, I don't know. And so I'm like, and then yeah, that's just what with that. Then I'm like, with content creating, I'm like, fam, it's pretty much I'm in a position where I mean, if I wanted to, I guess just to have the extra money, then I'm like, yeah, I very well could go out and get me a job, but I'm like, I'm doing fine with content creating. So yeah, it's just one of those things where it's like, and then on top of that, it's like with content creating, it's gonna get better as the time goes on. So yeah, it's just one of those things where I'm like, you just got some lazy people out there, and this woman is one of them. And I'm like, you very well could have put yourself in a situation where it's like you could have went out, got you a job, and you ain't even gotta go out there and rob nobody and things, or get mad about you not getting the tip that you wanted and stuff. And I'm like, but yeah, people like that I think that's a thing that needs to be asked, or it needs to be something that like a complaint where like it's DoorDash, Uber Eats. But I feel like it needs to be asked to the people, I guess, that wants to go out and do that type of stuff. Like, do you trip over tips? If you say yes, then I'm like, okay, sorry, we can't hire you. If you say no, then I'm like, okay, well then there's going to be a review thing afterwards, where if a customer complains about you asking more for a tip, you immediately lose this job. So I'm like, you choose what you want to do. But I'm like, if I was in control of that stuff, I'm like, yeah, that's gonna be the case. I'm like, if one customer complains about you, you didn't get a good enough tip, then I'm like, nah, fam, then you gotta go. I'm like, but it's like, I'm not gonna have it where it's like stuff like this is hovering over my head, where it's like there's somebody that could possibly be fighting for their life and things. I think they said the mom is okay, but still, it was like, that's a messed up situation that nobody should have to go through. It could have been worse. But yeah, it's like you just, again, got some lazy people out there. But anyways, with that being said, pretty much to any of these delivery people, stop complaining about the tip. Go out and get a job, all right, if you need the money that bad. But anyways, I'll talk to y'all later. Thank you guys for watching. Stay tuned for the next video, and peace.